So, what's the issue? The issue is statistics, agricultural statistics, knowing things like the total area of rice under cultivation or the total amount of rice produced in a year. Those are important things to know for a number of reasons. For example, in general, when you're looking or monitoring government development projects, it's important to know that. Or for example, more specifically, perhaps more urgently, when you're looking at the effects of extreme weather, flooding, typhoons on production. Those statistics are usually gathered through one of two methods, either through administrative reporting or through household surveys. And unfortunately, both of those methods have problems. Administrative reporting has been shown to be systematically biased in the sense that it leads to overestimates. And that's understandable given the incentives facing those going out collecting the data, and also the fact that validation is rarely carried out. Household surveys, on the other hand, have a lot of potential, but they also have problems. For example, when you ask farmers about their total cultivation, they will often give you their total land holding area. And if they have areas that are dedicated to livestock or other crops, that will inflate the rice cultivation estimate. And on the other hand, sometimes they'll underestimate by leaving out the areas that they have given to sharecroppers for rice cultivation. But perhaps the biggest problem with the household surveys is the cost, the budget that's required of sending large teams out to do detailed surveys. And because it costs so much, when they're done at all, they're usually only done annually. And if they're done at the end of the season, you have problems with memory recall. People have trouble answering questions after the date. And furthermore, because they're done late in the season, it's difficult for them to have an influence on the policy-making process for the upcoming season. It's usually a little bit too late. So that's the problem. Very important data is needed in a timely and accurate fashion, but it's difficult to get. That's where remote sensing comes in. This ability to look wide and to look often and to look at a very relatively cheap cost seems like the ultimate solution to this problem. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not the only thing you need to do. Remote sensing still requires field surveys. It still requires you to have a very skeptical mind when you're looking at the data that you're collecting. But if you add remote sensing to your toolbox, you will be able to improve the quality of the statistics that you're generating. Now, many of you, when you hear the term remote sensing, you probably think, that's cool. Sounds good, but sounds hard. I don't think I can do that. That's fine. Don't worry. This course is designed to gently lead you step by step through all the things you need to do remote sensing in this case of looking at rice extent and rice production. Okay? So if you hang in there, and at times it's not so easy, it requires quite a bit of patience, but if you hang in there, it's something you'll be able to accomplish and to do your own jobs better. So let's be ambitious. Let's do this. Welcome to Module 1.